Let's go.
Let's see if there's any personal info. Yes, my insurance does cover it for diabetes management. Don't hate me. I usually don't like to tell people that, but it is branded Mounjaro. And let's make sure there's no personal information. New box just picked up. 7.5 in maintenance. So the highest dose I've ever been on was 10.0, and I went titrated down to 7.5 and then to 5, and then inflammation came back. I stayed on 5 for 10 months, and now I've been on 7.5 since January. So this is 6 months on 7.5. All right, so what we're gonna do, here's your locations to inject, and I like the back of arm, and since I won't be able to do my arms next month, I'm gonna go ahead and do my back of arm. I always have the best suppression, appetite suppression and results. Haven't really liked so much the thighs. I don't seem to like this muscular area because it says to inject into fat. I don't get why it shows the picture on the top of the thighs. It should be like in the inner thigh or something. And then the stomach, I don't have a lot of fat there since my panolectomy. Read these things, guys. There's our 4 pins. And let's go ahead and get started. Shot, 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 shot. Everybody. Shot, 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 everybody. You'll see on this Rinfo image that there was one day this week, it was Wednesday, where I would dip down to 143, and there's my overall month. I think last week was the right arm, so we're going to go ahead and inject into the back of this left arm. All right. How we doing today? So I've been charting myself on my weeks. I thought I was at week 146 and I recalculated, and I'm actually week 150, week 150, and maintenance for 1 year and 5 months. So 1.5 years in maintenance. This week I've mostly been weighing 144. One day, I think Wednesday, it seems like Wednesday seems to be a dip. I'll show you on the Rinfo app. But on Wednesdays, I go down. Interesting, right? So like inflammation goes down that day. My water intake is usually higher. And we're going to go ahead and unlock. It's real easy. It doesn't really hurt or anything. I'm going to angle it into the fat, and we're going to go ahead and inject and wait for the second click. There's a second click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Little trick is that if you do feel like that it hurts or something, leave it out of the refrigerator for like 30 minutes or so, or if it, whatever the case may be. Leave it out for a little bit, and it doesn't sting. I don't know, I just always get used to it. Never had a problem with that, but some people do. Whenever I go get blood drawn or any kind of injections, I just look away. I don't look at it. It doesn't bother me. And something that was brought up on Life of Vivi's video just the other day. I can't believe that I've never shared this, but during the time in the hospital with my grandson with chemo, I've shared this with my students and forgot to share it with you guys. Alcohol packets. If you feel nauseated, smell the alcohol. It takes away the nausea. So if you are experiencing any nausea, alcohol. If you don't have an alcohol swab handy, try hand sanitizer that has like that strong alcohol. But yeah, this, he would have this with him at the bedside, and the nurses told him, to smell the alcohol, and that could, nip the nausea and, right away. So I guess after surgery and stuff, maybe I'm going to make sure I pack this. Yep. I always like that smell anyway, like not too much, but it reminds me of going, the doctor's office, that clean smell. Weird. I don't know. I'm into weird smells. So just not weird smells, but just smells. I love leather smell. I like new car smell. It brings back different memories too. Like if I smell, graham crackers, it reminds me of graham crackers and milk for our break in kindergarten and first grade at school. So, certain smells are triggered and tied to different, childhood memories. And yeah, so anyway, that's that. So we're going to go ahead and put a video together. Let me show you some stats on my week. Now, being that I am 150 weeks into this, taking Mounjaro, I'm currently on 7.5. The highest, I did the regular titration. I've only been on Mounjaro. Thankfully, during the shortages, I had built up enough supply that I didn't have to go without it. The only times I've not taken it is 2 weeks before procedures. And so I did the regular titration that the doctors were doing at the time. I started it in the first week of August 2023. I started my weight loss journey at the end of December 2022. And that was, if you ever seen, like, if you look at week 140 update, it all began with my grandson going through leukemia and his doctor telling me that I should be walking too, along with my grandson walking, and my grandson asking me, telling me that he is concerned about my health and he needed me to be there to help him through it. So that sparked the journey. So I started walking as much as I could. It was only 10 minutes at a time. I did that in the morning while he was still sleeping when I was up there with him at the hospital. And I did it again for dinner, and then kind of like rewarded myself, like go for the walk. They had a Starbucks and I would go get my Starbucks. And I just started doing more low carb. This journey, I did not deprive myself like I did after gastric bypass. With gastric bypass, I went from 310 down into the 150s. It was like the high 150s, and then gradually, slowly gained weight. And then my sedentary lifestyle came back. I started eating too much, kind of more binge eating sometimes. And if you eat too much and you're sitting down and you're not moving, that's what happened to me. I started gaining the weight back. So that's why I feel like it's so important to include movement into our journey. Don't just rely on the medication. We're making lifestyle changes, and you can never exercise out a bad diet, and you can never diet out a bad exercise plan, I think. I don't know. Does that work that way too? So, I think it's important. I find that it's very beneficial to have a registered dietitian. My appointment's tomorrow with my dietitian from Nourish. There's all kinds of different dietitians that you can have in person, online. And do I still eat chocolate? Yes. I was at Trader Joe's today, and I picked up, I don't know if I've tried this one, but I did pick up some chocolate. This one's 190 calories. I don't eat it all at once. It's about 3 servings per container. There's 10 pieces in this box, and there's 5 grams of total sugars, meaning that those are the simple carbs. There's 10 total carbs, so it's half and half. 5 are complex, 5 are simple. Complex gives you energy longer, and if you combine your protein with your complex carbs, even better, right? Helps with your blood glucose. You don't want these spikes and drops. That happened to me a lot after gastric bypass, and I feel like that was another reason why I experienced the weight gain, is I just did not get my food intake correct. And I would feel those like lows. You feel weak, you feel jittery, and you're just like grabbing for food to get yourself feeling better. And I would grab whatever I could, stuffing it down, because you just like, you don't feel good. You feel like you're going to pass out. So this one's 85% cacao, and it's from Chimaco region of Colombia, Trader Joe's. They're usually good at their sources and stuff. So, today's June 19th, and it is the final day of when Texas finally, added, the emancipation, to clear slavery in Texas. They were the last state that had not granted freedom, unfortunately. So, so definitely history that we don't want to forget, right? Don't want to repeat that. So, my highest dose was 10 milligrams, and then I kept losing weight, and I needed to stop losing weight. I was about 143, and I was looking pretty gaunt. I'm only 5'4". I carry my weight in my lower body mostly, and so I lose weight from the top mostly. So you see that the most, or you see that first. Weight loss happens melting from the top to the bottom, and my legs have always been bigger, thicker. And I also had found out over the last couple of years that I have lymphedema and lipedema. I knew I had vein insufficiency. I've had varicose veins on both legs, around the knee area, inner knee. And I did have one brain one vein ablation about 10 or so years ago. Radio frequency kills the vein, and then the blood finds a healthier vein and the blood redirects. And I just, last summer I had the other leg done, one vein each, but I still have like 2 bad veins in each leg. So the water comes out from the veins and it pools, and the blood's fighting each other. They're going in the same direction, like a head-on collision, and then it buckles and makes those varicose veins. So, but also you get retention, water retention, edema, and my ankles are bigger, but not like huge big, but they're, they're not thin ankles like a lot of people do. Like some people have thin legs and bigger tummies, and some people have big legs and smaller upper body, and that's me. Do I eat chocolate still in maintenance? Yes. I've given myself the ability to have a snack if I wanted to along this whole entire journey. And I just didn't want to deprive myself. So, yeah, I feel like if you just make these changes, we got to figure out what it is that you need. How many grams of protein do you need? For me, I need 90 to 110. But it all is based on your height and your weight, and let the dietitian give you that info. And, hydration, drink your water, try to aim for at least that 80 ounces, minimally. And, so I aim for 30 grams of protein each meal. I try to get the first protein in my protein coffee, my Proffee, and, then lunch and dinner. And, my dietitian wants me to spread out my carbs so that I'm not having too much carbs at once, so that it doesn't overload the blood glucose and giving me those spikes. So that's been very helpful. That might be why now that I'm maintaining more of a 144 pound, weight. In maintenance, you still fluctuate just like in weight loss. For my weight loss, I did these little wiggles all the way down. And I would spike up a little bit on my weight. And then, all of a sudden I had a whoosh, and then I would go down like 3 pounds. So don't get scared if you see it go up. It's usually temporary. And for me, I liked having that daily, weighing so I could see the trends. I know that in the beginning it was kind of like disappointing sometimes when you saw it go up. But overall, I'm so glad that I've been doing that, and I still do it today. And, once I got to 200, I bought a new scale, the Renpho scale. And so I tracked that from that point. The other way that I was tracking was through the heart, that heart icon in the phone. And so it only kept trends. It didn't keep like exact measurements. So that's kind of sad that happened. But I do know that before I started Mounjaro, between the end of December until the beginning of August, I had lost 45 pounds. And I was walking and eating low carb, and my A1C was still 6.0. So, so I was approved for diabetic management. I was approved to take Mounjaro, and my doctors have been prescribing it that way this whole entire time. One person was new in the office, and she sent it in for weight loss. It got denied, and I'm like, nope, you need to put it in for diabetes management. And diabetes runs heavily in my family. So, older brother and sister had it. My dad had it. So on my dad's side, and then on my mom's side, my grandpa, her dad, and my great grandma, and some great aunts and uncles. So, definitely has been an issue. Obesity has been an issue. Not everyone in my family was big as me, but, we definitely had like that potential to gain weight pretty easily. So, let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Let's see. Maintenance seems to be a big mystery, right? It was a big mystery for me. Not too many people had started maintenance whenever I went into maintenance. And so it's just kind of been a trial and error. And I just feel like don't make a lot of changes. Do what works. When you're in active weight loss, you are probably being a little bit more strict, and just kind of look back and, still continue to keep track, but, know how many calories you need per day to maintain, and, follow that rule. And so in maintenance, I would say definitely, and you probably already figured this out, but don't deprive yourself. Take a look, are you getting your hydration in? Are you taking your vitamins? I think those things are really important for me. I have to take magnesium every day. I am I'm 56, almost 57. And so I've had a gastric bypass, and so I don't absorb my vitamins the same. So I have to do vitamins and minerals, supplements daily, and magnesium. I've been deficient in for a long time. And I experienced a lot of leg cramps, muscle cramps, especially in the beginning part of my journey. And every once in a while, if I'm walking a long ways, like 10,000 steps or more, I do notice that I tend to get more of the muscle cramps. Now, hydration, getting the right proper nutrition. For me, like I said, so my vitamins and nutrients are not absorbed the same. And so I have to take magnesium every day. But that also helps me from getting constipated. That was like the only side effect that I ever had that I could think of. And I never had a nausea. I think maybe one time, and I got bubble guts or something, it was because I ate something too greasy. So I had to stop eating pizza for a while. I'm now able to eat, a slice of pizza and not get sick. But in the first 2 years, yeah, I'd feel sick. I get full faster. Remember, I have a gastric bypass tummy. It still works. It's still small. And, I can tend to be lactose intolerant because of that surgery. I tend to run low in iron because of the surgery, because of the deficiencies. So, my journey is a little bit different, but there's a lot of you out there who have also had gastric bypass or the sleeve or some other type of bariatric surgery and possibly have regained. And so now we're looking at alternatives, to help us. Or maybe you stalled and you weren't able to get where you wanted to be. And so you're adding a GLP-1. And, I think I feel like the combination of bariatric surgery and a GLP-1 seems to be magical. I don't know. At least for me, it's been magical. And yes, I feel like sometimes weight loss has been hard and then occasionally weight loss has been easy. Well, when has it been easy? With gastric bypass and when I did Nutrisystem. In my early 20s, I lost 75 pounds. I think I was around 240, somewhere between 220-ish. I was probably like 222 because I had done the Deal a Meal with Richard Simmons and I got down to like 220-ish and then decided to go try a Nutrisystem and lost 75 pounds. So I got down to like 150. So 225. Okay. And then, so then started this journey at 313 and lost 45 pounds and then started Mounjaro at the first week of August in 2023. And there wasn't very many people out there. I watched Countess of Shopping, Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth. You taught me a lot. I didn't get any of this information from my medical providers. I was just told to make sure I drank my water. And if I didn't like plain water, to add fruit to it. And our cucumbers, mint, lemons, oranges. And my PA, she wants me to stay away from the substitute sugars, which is hard. I still like the substitute sugars, and I love baking with Devotion Nutrition Protein because that one seems to bake up well. I love learning like how now we have so many different foods available for us. So I do have different food things that I do on my playlist. You can see like meal prepping or not just meal prep, but what do we call that? Just preparing meals. I don't like make all the food ahead 5 days. I make it a couple of days, take things to work, and whatever I ate for dinner can go for lunch the next day or maybe even a couple of days later. And, just be mindful of the eating. And now I try to eat a rainbow of colors as much as I can, incorporate all the nutrition that I can. And I feel like if we do those things, it really helps. Like I'm okay with giving up French fries and later on I added in like maybe just a few French fries and In-N-Out French fries versus McDonald's. Because one thing I did learn about French fries, McDonald's, is that they have radium in them. They put something in there, they grow them. I forget the details. There's a movie about it, I guess. And, they go into the ground. And so you can never like take out a potato from that is being planted for McDonald's fries and have it sprout and reproduce your potatoes, your tubers. They will not. And so there's a lot of radiation. They also add a lot of growth hormones to their food. So definitely that's not the place we want to eat. But In-N-Out Burger is actually pretty healthy. If you have to eat on the go, their meat patties are going to go bad if you leave them out. If you leave out McDonald's burgers, they are going to be preserved for a long time. So anyway, that's the kind of things that we need to look at is whole foods. I try to eat more clean. Doesn't mean that I do that all the time, but I feel like incorporating that is a much better plan for longevity. And yes, I did cardio in my first year plus, maybe year to 2 years. But the second year I started adding more of the strength training. So I think that's very important. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do a daily 50, but I'm going to do that live today. So I hope you'll join me. Alrighty. So Mounjaro Jab Day, week 150, maintaining 165 plus pounds. And it is actually week 50. I've been shorting myself a whole month. So week 150 update. All right. Stay tuned. And if you have not subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? Subscribe, hit the like button and hit that notification bell because I just go live, anytime, I don't have a plan. I don't have a schedule because I'm a busy teacher and a counselor and, it's just hard to commit for a regular schedule. So hit the notification bell. I hope you'll do that. Thank you. And good luck to you on your journey. Let me know in the comments. Are you at the beginning of your journey? Are you nearing maintenance? Are you taking a GLP-1 or considering it? Because I think the best thing to do if you're considering it and you're having trouble with losing weight, just try it. You may not have to be like a lifer like me. I have a disease of obesity. I've tried several diets over my lifetime. And so for me, I'm going to need this. I need it for inflammation too. I need it for all the other benefits that it helps me with. So don't let that scare you. If you have not tried several diets in your life, you might be able to just go ahead and use it to help you as a tool to help with satiety, to help you with control so you're not overeating and like just being a normal person trying to lose weight. I'm not a normal person trying to lose weight. I've tried it too many times. And so, don't be afraid. The thing is, just try it. Just try it. You're not going to grow a third head. I don't know. There's so much negative information out there and it is not based on true facts. They're based on a bad story that somebody didn't do their medication right. Somebody didn't take it right. And so they messed up. Like they weren't drinking their water. They weren't doing something. So look at all the details, guys. Don't just go off of the bad news. Cause as always, the bad stuff goes out there, not the good stuff. But, I definitely am a success story and I'm here to share and, help in any way. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe. Bye. That's my dog. He's so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're so excited. Let's go get your toy. Let's go get your toy. Let's go get it. Where is it at? You got it? You got it? Come here. Let's see. Yeah, she got her toy. You got her toy. You got your toys. Yes. Yep. I gotta get it. Yep. Since I mentioned that I take a daily drink with greens, I just thought I would show you what that looks like. It is my U Beauty supplements. I've been taking it since May of last year, 2025, a whole year. And my sister introduced me to it. And I have been very happy with these supplements. I've tried a couple other types of supplements, and these seem to be the ones that are working the best. So, yeah, that's what I like to put. Oh, turmeric. Let's get the turmeric in there. All right, so armpit first. Then we're going to do a collagen. This one's the optimized collagen peptides. Let's see. Is there anything to note on here? We have different vitamins. Ooh, niacin. A, C, B3, B6, B12. Oh, have 200%. Not a lot though. A lot of biotin. B7. So hair, skin, and nails. This one's the orange one. And when I travel, I like to do the optimized collagen in the packets. And there's also the shrimp fit in those packets as well. Ocean and Earth. We're going to put that in there for the greens color. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this collagen. This one is, what's it, the peach flavor. The greens are the ocean. And I don't need too much creatine as a female, just 3 milligrams. Let's see that everything's going down in the water. Let me show you the difference. If you didn't like the color of greens, if that makes you gross out, because it does not taste like with that, with the trumpet in it, whether it's the purple one or the tropical, it gives it the flavor. So it mixes. And I'm going to add the greens. Haven't done it this way before. And there we go. And so one of my friends on here says, looks like some swamp water. Swamp water. Tastes good though. And it is good for you. So trying to make sure I get all my vitamins in. Prepping for surgery next month. For skin removal. Okay. And then what I like to do is take my vitamins with my greens drink. And then I usually make my morning coffee. Yep, so except it's still kind of at the bottom. And it's time to take supplements. So, liposomal B drops, complex B. I need to order some of this on Amazon as soon as payday kicks in. This one has B complex, 1501, nerve and eye support, mood and energy support, skin, hair, and nail support. I do have it in my Amazon shopping list. And let's go get the rest of the vitamins. I'm out of my probiotics, so I'm going to use my physician's choice. I like this brand. This one's really good. And then later in the day, I'll take a digestive enzyme. Not every day, but whenever I feel like I need it. It really helps to keep that constipation away too. And then I take an omega-3 fatty acid. Help again with the brain, hair, skin, nail. Trader Joe's multivitamin with minerals and antioxidants, vitamins A, C, and E. I should go find another iron one, but I am taking ferritin. It's a blood builder. As a gastric bypass patient, you tend to run low in your iron, calcium, magnesium, and zinc. Good things there, right? Later, I can have the digestive enzymes. So these two together, really good. And I took these like over a year ago. Found them on TikTok and I love them. But you can get them at the store. I just find that you can get better deals on TikTok sometimes with coupons and stuff. So this one I have on an auto subscription. All right, so let's go ahead and take the vitamins, and then it's gonna be jab day. Cheers. Decided to add some more water because I like the taste, and you know, still have all these vitamins to take. So they're a little bit big, but they're easy to go down for me. All right, and I also like this hydrate. So this is gonna be a good surgery prep electrolytes, and it's summertime. They come in the individual packets, and the flavor on this one is like a lime, lemon lime. Check out my other video I posted earlier today. Check out my week 140 update. Great information.